Anti-Afro Svengalis, I wanted to address this irony that you see here on the screen. I was waiting to see if this canned, fired, whatever you want to call, runoff teacher, Carrie Ann, is going to do anything about her rights being potentially violated. She's going to do anything about this criminal perpetration she experienced with Phonyton by recording the conversation, private conversations. And don't talk to me about one party state, two party state. This is about broadcasting private conversations without someone's permission. This involves secretly recording somebody for an extended period of time. Let me say this. Carrie doesn't have the guts to defend herself. She won't get an attorney to send a cease and desist letter. She will not file a lawsuit against Phonyton, wherein the judge can order all the recordings be turned over. You can request an injunction. All kinds of things can be done to protect one's legal rights, which Carrie Ann will do none of them, but she sure as hell will get up on these YouTube streets and falsely accuse a black man of a crime while allowing a low-life sex abuse cult disciple to run all over her with the Mack truck. That goes back though. She was dumb enough to hang around. She was dumb enough to spill the beans. She was dumb enough to think there was any indication that this lowlife could ever be trusted. I'm not going to let a man disrespect me all day, every day. Total and complete disrespect. And what did she do? Running right back over there. Guarantee these recordings go back for the duration of the bullshit that they were involved with. What, 2, almost 3 years? Tons of recordings. I'm sure every single conversation was recorded. And I have to actually say this. It is so bizarre how subjects like Carrie Ann run around worrying about who we are interacting with. Nobody like this. No one like this. It's just like the situation with Mona, the Social Security bandit. She was recorded by the drunken monkey. Did she go and try to see about getting her legal rights protected? Nope. But sure as hell wants you to target an innocent person who did nothing to her or did nothing, but will sit up there and tolerate all of these phone conversations being broadcast in these YouTube streets, or going to sneak panel and broadcasting, which is still considered public, by the way. Even if you have an account that's set to private, the Supreme Court has ruled that is public. Patreon, that's public. That's a public broadcast. So if people sign on and go in there and get the information, it's legal. If somebody hacks into your account, that is illegal. But people can sign up to be in private groups and get information. It's not private information. It's considered public. Setting your account to private means nothing. As long as someone did not hack into your account, it's 100% legal and it's considered public if you're on these platforms. But a private conversation that is held and there's an expectation of privacy, those rights are violated. It can be either through the 1/2 party rule or broadcasting the conversation for the general public. That's a private conversation or conversations that were broadcast. And I'm not in any way, none whatsoever, defending Carrie Ann of all subjects. What I am saying is, if we need to address an issue, if someone has violated our rights, we're, whatever you want to call it, irritated, mad, upset with someone, we don't use illegal activity to act like we're evening a score. You're not evening a score when you commit crimes. We don't have anything to do with situations where you're so mad that you turn around and commit a crime against the person you're mad at. We don't get down like that and never have. We don't need to violate the law to get redress. We don't need to break the law to get justice. We've done it multiple times. Look at how many subjects are too damn scared to go live, or if they go live, they take the content down. That's another video. We are patient. If someone violates our rights, we are going to take care of the situation within the confines of the law. We are not going outside of the four walls of the legal system. We're not going to be baited into doing something illegal. But Carrie Ann will do nothing. Mona would do nothing but target innocent people because they want to curry favor. But when it comes down to defending their rights, legal, personal, professional, no, they're not going to call anyone. They know everything that they have done, it's coming back on them. We don't use the method of illegal activities. Karma's karma. And it's going to continue to seek those dividends to those who have it coming. And Carrie Ann is one of them. That is her problem. Is she's too dumb to recognize who she was dealing with. This is someone who treats the mother of his kids like shit. Like shit, right there on YouTube. Dogs his own kids out, talks all kinds of shit about his own kids to adults, and every time he puts pictures up of his kids, the kids don't look happy. This is not new. Yet this is the subject that Carrie Ann ran after, and I actually believe never in life Carrie Ann heard a dude say, "I love you," even if they're just, flirting around and that's how they talk, or seriously, because the manner in which she took this all the way to the top of the Himalaya mountains, thinking it was really something. Meanwhile, that underbelly just simply spoke in a different way to get Carrie Ann to talk so he could record it. Every single time there was a convo, he was ready. Hit the play button or record button. Carrie Ann is just jealous because she doesn't have access to any upstanding, decent, or respectable men. In fact, she doesn't interact with any, quote, men on the internet. They're all immature, chronological adults, the ones that she runs after. So that's why she so hates the fact that Rev G is accomplished. She don't have access to Rev G. She don't have access to any dude here in these YouTube streets that's decent and respectable. Now, when I say access, she interacts with any men like that in such a way, it's a total and complete turnoff. She starts trying to compare herself to them, but she doesn't even have what she was comparing herself with. She lied about who she is and what her accomplishments are. Straight up lied. And then with that, she tries to make it seem that the men are less than her. These are the men who are actually men. I'm not talking about these freaks, these underbelly and cult disciples and abusers and those who sexualize children like she does. Those are not men. Those are chronological adults who need to be under some sort of supervision by the law. God knows what they're doing offline. Well, you can pretty much tell by the way they act online. But then here come these comparisons. I mean, where the hell does she get off trying to attack my friends who are highly regarded, very much respected, dedicated public servants in their communities? Since she's so angry, she has no access to anyone like this. Here come her false allegations and her bigotry. Here come her targeting black men with false allegations of sex crimes against kids. All of these men are highly accomplished professionally. As much as I have these issues with binaries, got a doctorate degree, and she only has a bachelor's. And this includes Remix. She don't know anything about Remix in his profession that he's highly skilled at. Takes care of his family, takes care of his mother, has great relationships with his family. She wants to try to place him in the category as a deviant with no history whatsoever. Anything that he says, she tries to contort it into meaning something sexual about kids. But Carrie Ann is the one who is sexualizing children. She's the one who's mad at an adult. She's arguing with an adult, and then she'll bring their children in a sexual way. You have the problem, Carrie Ann, and you better get some help for that shit. That's why she didn't last in the education industry. We needed to make sure we made people aware of how dangerous she is. She is the problem. She is the risk to children, and she's the one who needs to get something done about it. Not all the people that she targets and tries to contort their statements to mean something they never said. And she loves to talk about Kip and his family, and she doesn't feel she's accomplished enough in talking shit about Kip and his son. So she puts up a criminal record that's not even Kip's and says, this is what Kip did, and his son followed right behind him. That's what she did. And if he really wanted to sue your ass, yeah, look out for that. That just might happen because she made a false allegation saying that he beat 3 wives and has been married and divorced 3 times. That's shit that you can be taken to court for because it's nothing but a lie. And as far as whatever happened with Kip's son and what he did, one fact remains. You were still run out of the profession you never should have been in. You ended up on the news. They had to get rid of you immediately. Got you the hell up out of there. No, you cannot return to Tucker High School. They wanted you gone. So whatever you have to say about Kip's son doesn't change that fact. Trying to lie and say Kip perpetrated domestic violence 3 times and was divorced 3 times. She needs to say that to make it fit because she didn't have enough impact. She has to create lies. Whatever the case, the relationship he has with his family is a million times better than the one that Carrie Ann has with hers. It is obvious because she switches between calling her dad a dog, then stealing everybody else's family history and making it hers. She constantly does this character hijacking. Whatever the case, she's mad because Kip never tried to holler at you. You said that Kip wanted your body. I don't want to stand up because Kip, he's going to see my body. If he wanted to get with you, he would have got with you a long time ago. You're in the same freaking practically county. She has to make up lies to make herself appear to be something that she isn't. She's got to make up crap about her family to make herself seem like she's highly accomplished. Did your parents teach you to lie? Because that's all she does is lie. Lie, lie, lie. When you lie so much, you are dissatisfied with self and wants everyone else to join in. She's running around with subjects, egg donors whose family members also don't want to deal with them. 99% of the egg donor's family wants nothing to do with the egg donor. Look at Kip all day, every day, interacting with his family. You are just jealous. You're pissed because you don't have what Kip has. You don't have what Rev G has. You don't have what Remix has. And she knows it. So she tries to denigrate them by making up lies. And it doesn't make her feel any better because she's continuing to spiral. The same problems are just exacerbated. Meanwhile, those who she's targeting, their lives continue on. Remix's life continues on. Rev G's life continues on. Kip's life continues on. And you're not any more content than you were before. It's the same bullshit. Running after a dude who treats you like a dead dog buried 2 years ago. He treats the dead dog better. Go dig up the dead dog. He would treat that dog with more respect than he would Carrie Ann. And she still runs back. And that tells you something. That is what she's used to. Someone said that she likes it. No, absolutely not. Because she's running back, trying to change it. into something it will never be. She doesn't like it. This is what she's used to. Putting all the effort into something that will never materialize and not wanting to accept it won't materialize. But she continues on and on and on, thinking she has some special powers and continues to be beat down. She's deciding to put herself in this situation and is pissed at others who set boundaries. We set boundaries. We have certain things we're not going to put up with. We will let you know and we'll stick to it. She doesn't do that. That's why she's so envious of me and the people that I rock with, because we have solid boundaries. Yes, we'll have a good time, but there's a hard line that we are not going to let you cross. And when you do, you're going to hear about it. We're not going to continue to run back kissing people's asses who have been disrespectful, have been backstabbers, who have lied on us. She is unable to do that. That's why she has to find ways to criticize people who have self-respect. When she does not, that is what she hates. It's obvious, a clear sign of defeat and frustration when she continues to bring up these bizarre, irrelevant comparisons with Rev G. It's an insult even comparing herself to Rev G. Rev G is a college/university professor. He reached his pinnacle professionally. He elevated. He promoted up. And what happened with Carrie Ann? She was run out of her own so-called profession, which she never belonged to begin with, never should have received a credential to begin with, didn't belong there to begin with, ran out immediately because of bullshit on YouTube that displayed, that showed her clear, convincing disposition as a globalized bigot, a race-attacking bigot, sexualizes children. I mean, that's what she has in common with Phonyton. Both look at minors in the same way. Both sexualize minors and think that shit's funny. So where she is now, wherever she is, we haven't put elbow grease into finding out what exactly she's doing. But you damn well better believe that's on the docket. Her shit is going to follow her wherever she goes. Trust and believe that. So these bizarre and irrelevant comparisons about Rev G getting fired 5+ years ago, not from a position that has anything to do with education, and for a mistake he will never, ever make again, which is not reporting a threat. Won't ever happen again. And Carrie Ann got on the damn news. She made the news. And you had better believe the next time her name is going to be spoken. And there will be a next time. You can count on that. Better believe that. All of the lies that she tells. Said she had a master's degree. That's another defeat. Ashamed of what you are. Ashamed of your achievements. You got to lie and say you have something that you don't. Said she had a master's degree. And I knew she was lying because I went and looked it up. I went and looked that shit up. She's being paid, or was being paid, on the lowest level. Never even promoted in her so-called profession that she never belonged in to begin with. So it's a natural course of order. She's not going to promote in a profession where she doesn't belong. She was run out of there and is so defeated that she has to come on with these lame comparisons, but not saying a word about pressing charges against someone who perpetrated a crime against her. We don't go outside of the law and perpetrate a crime and call it karma. But whatever Carrie Ann has coming to her, she has coming to her. We just don't utilize criminal behavior to achieve that goal, or involve ourselves with supporting anyone who endorses criminal behavior to achieve a means to an end. This is not the same thing as self-defense. People have a right to defend themselves and their families, but to sit here and create a whole new element of criminal behavior because you're exacting revenge, we don't sign on to any of that. But I have to emphasize, Whatever she had coming her way, she has coming her way. Of course, it never fails. I have much more coming your way. In the meantime, you know the drill. Buyer beware.